Oh, hello there. Welcome to another episode of I Love This, You Should Too, a podcast with me, Samantha, and him, Indy. Hi, Indy.
Hi. That's very ominous. Indy.
I was trying to be like dramatic for pause.
Oh, okay.
For the listeners.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think it worked.
Good.
Now they're all scared.
Not scared, like impressed.
Oh, yeah.
You're very impressive.
That's, if there's one thing that can be said about independent podcasts, is that they are terribly impressive people.
Yeah, I agree. So this is one of our shorter episodes. We will both be doing a spoiler-free thing of the fortnight, and then I will be revealing our big watch for next week.
I'm excited because oftentimes I kind of have an idea of where it's going. I'll see you watching something. I have no idea what it's going to be this week.
It's a surprise.
All right. Well, before we get into that, what's your thing of the fortnight?
My thing of the fortnight is a book that I read. It's by the author Rebecca Serle. I'm not 100% sure how to spell her or how to say her last name, so I'm going to say Serle, S-E-R-L-E. It is called Expiration Dates, and it is a romance novel with a little bit of magic in it. It follows Daphne, who is a film producer's assistant in Los Angeles, and from a young age, she's received notes from the universe telling her how long she will be with each man she dates.
From the universe?
Yeah, it's not really described or like revealed who's actually sending her the notes. And so she one day gets a note with just the name Jake on it, no date. And she assumes that this is the person that she is going to be with forever. And Daphne then goes on a journey of trying to overcome her doubts and insecurities and kind of figure out what she wants for herself without letting the universe decide. It was really interesting. I enjoyed the idea of like kind of knowing in advance and then realizing that like maybe that isn't what you want. And it was kind of a fun journey, and I don't want to reveal the end, obviously. So.
I like that. I like things that get into, you know, me and my discussions about fatalism. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, well, fuck you, universe. You don't know me. And I'd try to prove it wrong by dating people differently.
Yeah.
It says. It doesn't give her any other information, just dating life?
Yep.
Oh.
Just that and like the name.
Maybe
and
some
like
stock tips, universe. Help me out here.
Come on. Just tell me the lotto numbers. It's like name and 5 weeks or like name and a weekend. And so she just kind of goes along with it until she realizes that maybe the universe doesn't know what's best for her.
Maybe love can't be scripted.
Yeah.
That would be the tagline in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Although scripted maybe doesn't work as much.
Well,
True love doesn't have an expiration date.
Yeah.
How about that?
There you go. That's it.
Let's rate this movie of a book I've never read.
Perfect. So that's Expiration Dates by Rebecca Serle. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Serle?
Serle.
That doesn't sound as fun, though.
No. It's hard because there's no, like, I looked to see if there was, like, how do you pronounce this last name? And it wasn't.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
Or the Rebecca you're confident in?
Rebecca I'm confident in.
I think it's Rebecca.
Okay. Well, then I'm way off.
Serle. Rebecca Serle.
Yep.
That is a normal name to say.
That is how you pronounce that. So, Indy, what's your thing of the fortnight?
You're done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to give too much away because there's like, I don't know. It's like kind of a basic plot, so it gets revealed.
It doesn't sound basic. It sounds like there is omnipotent forces trying to control someone's romantic life. That sounds not terribly basic.
I guess. I just don't have like a whole bunch to say about it.
So for a change, my thing of the fortnight is both current and popular.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big change.
Mainstream indie, that's what they call me.
Are you okay?
Because it's just that good. And that is the animated TV show Invincible. It started in 2021 And the third season just wrapped up at the time of recording this, and I just watched the season 3 finale. Who knows how long it's going to go on for, but there is season 4 coming, but it's probably going to be about a year before it releases.
Oh, that's a long time to wait.
It is. It's an animated show, and it's not a huge production like, I don't know, The Simpsons, where they've been doing it for so long and there's a lot of money behind it and they get it out real quick. It looks like the budget of the show has gone down because some episodes don't look great. It looks like the animation quality has gone down at points because I don't think they thought this was going to be very popular. And now that it is, so maybe season 4 will look better. But whether or not the show looks consistently good doesn't detract from the fact that the writing and the acting and the story has been consistently great over this time. I think it's a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes and things like that. Very well regarded, and I agree. So it's a animated superhero show at its base, but it's also an equally intense family drama.
Oh.
And they go into themes like parental relationships and the complexities of that, about disappointing your parents or discovering that these larger-than-life heroes you've had are not really what they thought they were, about the balance between romantic relationships and your responsibilities to both your family and to like whatever your job may be, if it's being a superhero or anything else. So it deals with things that make for good drama anywhere, whether it's about a family dealing with poverty or someone losing their job, or in this case, superheroes. So rather than it being primarily a show about superheroes, it kind of uses all of the super stuff to just heighten what already is there within the character stuff. It's a good balance. There are times where the plot is like, yeah, you get to fight an alien. That happens for sure. But it's equally balanced with the character stuff and all of the internal struggle things, which is, I think, the strongest suit of the show. And if you've never heard of this show, just go watch the first episode, because this was the one that I thought someone had recommended to me. Galen said, watch Invincible, it's great. That's not what he said. He was talking about a different show, and I went back to him after, and I can't even remember what show it was, but I thought he was talking about Invincible.
Oh.
Put it on one day, watched the first episode, and was blown away because the first episode is gripping. It is a very good indication of what you're going to get through the series. So if you watch the first one and you don't like it, you probably won't like the show. If you watch the first one and you're in and you're like, well, they can't keep this up for 3 seasons. They can, and they do very well.
Wow.
Because that first episode, it tricks you at first into thinking that, oh, this is like a funny superhero show that kind of pokes fun at like the DC and Marvel stuff a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it does do that. And you think, oh, it's about this teenager, he's in high school, but he's going to be getting superpowers. So like, oh, it's going to be an allegory for superpowers and like puberty, just like Spider-Man did. Mm-hmm. And you're going to say like, oh, I've seen this before and it's kind of fun. But the twist on this one is, oh, his dad is a superhero and he kind of has to follow in the family line. And that's a good show. And it does have that stuff. But then at the end of the first episode, things get dark and brutal and much more mature, and it starts deconstructing the images of superheroes and just heroes in general, and there's shocking violence and moral dilemmas, and it just all comes at you and you're like, oh, I didn't know that's what this show was going to be, because I had no background at all, and I think that's a good way to go in. And that's what the show is about. It is both funny and brutal, and it kind of switches between them pretty seamlessly. It's not in the sense where, like so many violent movies now, they'll have really violent stuff, but then they have like some quips in it. So like, oh, it's fun. It doesn't do that. It does not couch its violence in detachment at all. When things are violent, it is visceral and it is impactful. it's not just faceless robots being killed by the Hulk and you're like, yeah, whatever. Although there are sometimes hordes of faceless robots. But when someone gets hit, you're like, oh, you cringe, and it has an effect on you.
It's emotional.
Because it should. Because the violence in this is violent and disturbing, because violence should be disturbing. And this show, despite being a cartoon, leans into that. But then they will do fun things, like there's multiverse stuff, because you can't have a show without that now. This does it in the best way, though, because it doesn't just undo things by like, oh, here's a clone from a different dimension. Ta-da! It shows you like all the paths you could have taken, because when you see all of these different versions of someone, you see like what you could have become if things were just a little bit different, which is kind of more in line with a lot of the books you talk about lately.
Yeah.
So I like that idea. And the character development is some of the best writing in TV right now. It is adapted from a comic book series. Kirkman made it. He's the guy who did most famously The Walking Dead, a very long-running comic book series, and then a very long-running TV series. But before he released The Walking Dead, he released Invincible. And they did run concurrently, I think, but I am not a Invincible comic book reader, so I can't really speak on that. But it has years of development, and you see that in the show. These characters and their arcs over just the 3 years that have been out so far, characters age and grow. And when you're starting at someone who is, I think he's like 16 or 17 at the beginning, you can see those differences over the time. And all of these relationships grow in something that's much more realistic than you usually see, because things take that time. J.K. Simmons plays Omni-Man, like a kind of a Superman type thing. And his character and the changes over the 3 seasons are amazing and so well acted. The voice cast, I think, is great in general. Steven Yeun plays Invincible, Mark Grayson. J.K. Simmons is in it. Sandra Oh plays his mom. Jillian Jacobs is a lead. Although I think she says Gillian, doesn't she? Gillian Jacobs, which is such a wasted opportunity.
It's alliteration.
Jillian Jacobs sounds so good. But I think she might actually be Gillian Jacobs.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Walton Goggins is in it. Mark Hamill, Mahershala Ali, Zazie Beetz, lots of other people who play a few episodes. Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
You could hear him when I was watching it the other day. He is
immediately.
very distinct.
Yes.
So the cast is fantastic. The world building is really interesting as well. Usually things that get so big into having like aliens and things like that, it starts losing me, because I think the most interesting stuff is usually the internal stuff, or in this case, I think the family drama is very good. But this does a very interesting thing, because with its aliens out there, it also touches on like imperialism, really, and people who think they're doing things for the good of the people, subjecting them because you're like, well, we're helping them, we're civilizing them.
Yeah.
And then when you see it on this galactic scale, you're like, oh shit, I get it now, if you didn't get it before. I think it also keeps you on your toes, because it's unpredictable in a lot of ways. We have been accustomed to how things work in superhero shows. If somebody dies, they can come back. The good guy is going to win. Main love interests are going to last. Main characters aren't going to die. And you can't rely on all of that in this. Maybe because it's not drawing from this huge universe that existed since like the 40s from other comic book series. You can just kill someone off. Like, we made this character. Sure, they had 2 seasons where they are elite. Yeah, now we can just kill them, because that happens, right? So it's unpredictable, and it seems like because of that, stakes are always so much higher. Like, you know the lead isn't going to die, really, but then when there's something that's happening, you're like, I'm not always sure. And maybe not even death, but people change in the show, too, and you don't want them to go certain ways. But when characters develop in ways that maybe you didn't intend or desire yourself, it still feels earned. And you might be upset with it because that's not what you want for them. For the sake of the show, you're like, yeah, but it's compelling. I think no more than any other show I've seen recently, this is a show where I want to find out what happens next. And I often say that that's not the most interesting thing in shows. Like when we watched Game of Thrones, I was like, yeah, I want to know what happens next, but now I have no interest in it. I found out what happened, so I'm like, okay, and then I'll move on. This one, I finished season 3, and you get to see what happens next. And my first instinct was to go back and watch the first episode over again. And now I'm like, oh, I can see all these connections and how everything was so much more laid out than perhaps you know if you hadn't read the comics like myself. So it's just a very good show. If you think you're not into superhero cartoons, watch the first one. And if you still think like, yeah, there's too much flying around, I don't like it, then that's fine. But I think there is some very compelling stuff, mostly in the interpersonal relationships. And then you also get to see this galactic scale superhero stuff too, if you're into that.
It sounds like a very complex show.
I wanted to say like, oh, it is, but I don't think it is. I think it is just a superhero show that is a well-done storyline, but then it doesn't talk down to you on the dramatic character aspects. Like there are some good longer-running TV shows that are very good at like family dynamics and things like that. That's not unheard of. Or to have a movie that is an intense family drama and wins Oscars. Those happen all the time. But they don't often get mashed up with superheroes.
Right.
And I think this is just a very good example of two things that other shows do well, but not many things do both well together.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds really good.
It is. I think it's fantastic. Go check it out. It is 3 seasons. It is an Amazon Prime TV show. You have a long way before season 4, so don't think you're going to wait till the whole thing is over because this might be going for 10 years. I don't know. So go watch those first 3 seasons. I think it's 8 episodes per season, and they are about 40-50 minutes an episode. And then there is one special, that Adam Eve special, who is Jillian Jacobs' character, and she gets kind of a backstory special on her own. So go watch all those on Amazon and have a good time. Watch the first one. It's 1 hour. Like what
are you doing?
Yeah, what are you watching better than that for an hour?
Just listening to this podcast.
Give it a shot. Oh yeah, keep listening to this though.
Yes, and watch it after this episode.
There you go.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, now, Sam, I'm very excited to hear what are we watching for next week's Big Watch.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Oh, you always do this, and then one of them is always so specific of like, what do you know about the real estate market in 1974 in Nantucket? And I'm like,
do you like movies that are 148 minutes long?
148?
Oh,
no.
sorry, no, an hour 48.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. It's possible.
Do you like Academy Award winning movies?
Often not, but possibly. Like, again, hit and miss. Both of those can be hit and miss.
Okay. Do you like singing your heart song?
Singing my heart's song?
Yeah.
Well, you know I do.
I do.
I do it
know
pretty
that.
often.
Do you like penguins?
Oh, you know I do. Okay, now I'm excited. Wait.
Don't guess.
Okay.
We're going to be watching the 2006 movie Happy Feet.
That's not where I thought it was going, actually.
I went bird related.
Oh, because I did the birds. Yeah.
I was trying to think of like what to do next because it's been so long since I've picked a movie. And I was like, let's go bird related.
Because isn't there a penguin sequence in Mary Poppins?
Yes.
I thought that's where you were going.
Oh, no. I decided to go lighter after birds. I don't think I've actually seen this movie.
I've never seen Happy Feet.
And I think it has it promises things that we really like. So I'm hoping that we both really enjoy this movie.
Here's what I know about Happy Feet. And forgive me for interrupting you, but one of them is funny. Dancing Penguins.
Uh-huh.
And it was directed by George Miller, who I only know from, I think there's a couple Happy Feet movie, maybe 3 even.
Yeah.
He's done the Happy Feet movie and the Mad Max reboots, like Furiosa and
That's so random.
Fury Road.
What a crossover. He wrote and directed this movie.
Interesting. And I think also Babe, he has an interesting career. He's not a guy that I know. I could easily open up his IMDb, but maybe we'll save that for next episode.
Perfect.
But I'm pretty sure he made the Mad Max movies of the last few years.
Huh, interesting. So yes, we're going to watch Happy Feet. Because it seems like we'd like it, and I feel like
penguins.
We should have seen it already because we love penguins.
That's true.
So join us next week when we talk about Happy Feet.
Wait, that's it? You're not gonna pitch it? Oh, I guess you don't know anything about it.
No, because I haven't seen it. Penguins dancing, heart song. Main penguin's name is Mumble.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, translates
that sounds
well.
like a good mobster name too.
Yeah, I think so.
Mumbles
McGillicuddy.
Isn't it Elijah Wood?
Yes. And Robin Williams and Brittany Murphy and Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman and Steve Irwin.
See, that makes me think it might be bad. So that cast right there. Mm-hmm. There are very talented actors in there.
Yeah.
This was close to the beginning, although maybe that was a few years earlier, where every cartoon now just has a bunch of celebrity names rather than voice actors. And those tend to not be as good. And Robin Williams, I know it is sacrilegious to say, I don't like Robin Williams.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't even watched the trailer for it. So we're going to see. 3 of those people are dead now.
Yeah. Wait, Robin Williams, Brittany Murphy, and what was the other one?
Steve Irwin.
Oh, Steve Irwin, right. Yeah. The crocodile hunter.
Yeah. So I don't know what that means, but it's an interesting cast, and I'm excited to see it.
Me too. I am very excited to see it.
I felt like it was time for like a fun musical movie.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to add. What are your hopes for Dancing Feet?
Happy Feet?
Is that Happy Feet? Happy Feet. What are your hopes for Happy Feet? That you get Dancing Feet?
I hope that I get Dancing Feet. I hope that it is fun and funny and heartwarming. And penguins.
Yeah, really, I'm just in it for the dancing
Me
penguins.
too. And I hope that we have a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
I like that as the wish for everything. And have a good time.
Yeah.
Watch Invincible. Have a good time. Now, let's watch Happy Feet.
Have a good time. Okay, well, we will see you next week when we have watched Happy Feet and talk about it all and dissect it.
And have a good time.
And have a good time.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.